Ali, well done. Up and running here in Shanghai. A brilliant start to the season, a brilliant start here. 6-0, can't ask for too much more than that.
No, you know, it's always tough playing these wild cards. You never know what you're going to get. You know, it wasn't a great performance, but really I can't expect anything else. You know, I had very minimal sleep. This 9:30 AM session, you know, it's like 1, 2 in the morning back home. I'd normally be in my pyjamas, sound asleep, you know, so I've had no sleep really. So delighted to get through and get some rest and back tomorrow night.
As I say, a great start to the season. That went Championship League, a brilliant way to get going. You've kind of carried on that form from last season, haven't you? It's been a very, very strong period for you.
Yeah, last 2 seasons I think. I've you know, got to a lot of finals, semis and a couple of wins in the last 2 or 3 seasons, so you can't really ask for much more than that. I've reset my goals for this season, and I'm enjoying my snooker, and I'm enjoying you know, getting some success.
Yeah, and getting that win there, you know, last season it was relentless consistency without getting the silverware. So I suppose it is nice to do that early on here. You had to be quite patient for that, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, arguably that Championship League is probably the hardest tournament to win. You need every bit of wind in your direction and some. Obviously it sort of borders on what you do. But a lot of it is out of your hands as well. It's how other people get on, whether they win, whether they draw, and you know. So I was delighted to get through, you know, and I played really well in the final against Jackson Page. So the biggest match of all, I played my best stuff, which is always pleasing.
How difficult is that for snooker as a sport, where you can play so well, you can win so many matches, and actually not come out with trophies and things? It must be very difficult to kind of not let that get to you. You've got to really just keep calm, keep patient.
Of course. I mean, look, it's very, very difficult to win tournaments. I think I'm up to 6 ranking events now on the tally and 3 or 4 Triple Crown finals. So whatever happens from now on in, you know, I've had a good career. So I'm going to take the pressure off myself. If I win another tournament, great. If I don't, then, you know, if I'm doing well and being consistent, then, you know, I'm going to be knocking on the door, and if you knock on the door, sooner or later it opens.
Yeah, so you were saying that in your chat with Stephen Hendry, that you're not going to put too much pressure on yourself. Is that a kind of change from the past? In the past, would you have been more thinking, right, if I don't get trophies or if I don't, then that's a really bad thing, or have you always been able to kind of keep that perspective?
Being brutally honest, it's all about how much money I earn. That's why I'm playing snooker. Obviously, you know, I'm a competitive animal and I want to win tournaments big time, but if I don't win tournaments, then it's all about the bottom line figure at the end of the year. You know, whether rightly or wrongly, that's how it sits for me. And you know, I'm fortunate to be in the position I'm in and be in tournaments like this where, you know, you're playing for big prize money, and you know, there's not too many snooker players with pensions, so we've got to you've got to make as much as you can for as long as you can, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And in terms of unleashing that competitive animal, we've got Ding Junhui up next in China. That's a great occasion, that, isn't it? How much is that the sort of game that you really relish?
Oh, brilliant. You're going to get a proper game of snooker against Ding. You know, it's going to be a great atmosphere. Really looking forward to it. You know, I was pleased to get through today's game under difficult circumstances with no sleep, being very tired, and I ground out a good win. So, you know, it's set up a nice match tomorrow night against Ding, and if I lose, then so what? I get on the plane home and we go again in the next one.
And finally, I was going to ask, you talk about your jet lag and lack of sleep last night. You had the England game to kind of fill that void. Did you tune into that?
I did. You know, and I know nothing about football at all. I'm not a big football fan, but I just see so many comments about people, you know, they're all experts, and you know, the way I see it is, yeah, that we lost to the better team, and we was in the game until the 86th minute, and arguably could have been 2-2 at 90 minutes, and then it's going down to extra time, I think. So for me, it's very fine margins, and it's not as if we got a drubbing 5-0. But as I say, I know nothing about football. I think Gareth Southgate gets a lot of stick, which in my opinion is totally wrong, because he's done wonders for the team, and look, we're getting to finals and semi-finals, and like I say, we knock on the door, sooner or later you're going to win.